And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Terra Invicta as Humanity First. And the humans are doing more to resist to Humanity First than the aliens are at this point, I would say. I think we can bounce back from what's been happening to us. It's more of minor annoyances rather than anything really concerning. Listening posts, we're going to want that. That'll help us sort of spy on people on Earth.
Things are cooling off.
Okay, now we have some more space docks at Earth. One of these is going to be the new shipyard when it finishes.
We've moved the needle.
I might actually just run 2 shipyards at Earth just to have 2.
We've moved the needle.
Our research and development teams have pleased to report they have overcome significant uncertainty and are now able to undertake a security measures project. Okay. Not too worried about that.
We hold no sway in their minds.
Well, that's 50-50s for you.
We hold no sway in their minds.
Why do I have you targeting the EU? One of you should have been heading Italy. And then Italy, we're waiting, or EU waiting for cooldowns, right? Yeah. There's improved railguns. We're going to follow that up with the LDA, the Layered Defense Array. This is going to be one way to deal with... Well, I say deal with. The PDA should be enough to keep them off of all the human places. What's happening is I got a lot of places that didn't have the PDA, and the humans are getting uppity. So they're poking all the undefended locations. And I think at this point I've finally gotten around to covering everything with a PDA. And there we go. I think that is everything except for ground on Mars covered by PDA. Ground on Mars we probably actually want covered at the LDA or battle stations, but proscription, so this is bonus to purge. We'll want that. I think that's a Humanity First special.
Standing by. I will tell our
Yeah,
story.
you were supposed to be in that way. I need... Actually, that will be good because that is Stabilized Nation. For a person who does not have Stabilized Nation. On non-government, on a person who's criminal. So we can get that actually applied to you. It's a bit expensive otherwise. And then I do need to remember, was it you? No, it's you. Need to remove loss of rest them next time we get up to 20. Their loyalty is probably in the dumpster at this point.
Violence is abating.
Public opinion is moving in our direction. Violence is abating.
Public opinion remains unmoved.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
Slowly taking control of public opinion in
remains
Russia.
unmoved.
That's our stuff at the damaged place repairing. If it is, it's not completely repaired. We don't have all the power back. Once it's fully repaired, we can get the fleet refueled and back up to Mars orbit. The Magi station. That should be defended. Now, there's an argument between it being defended and it being defended enough. Magi. Yeah, we have a PDA there, so is a PDA going to be enough? No. Do a reject. I don't know what they've got actually on them. Torpedo base. Yeah, I think that's actually something where we stand a decent chance of actually winning. You either do or we don't. Is a good way to think about it. We got a 40mm, 30mm, and a light railgun battery here. 2 of those 3 can do point defense. The light railgun might actually be able to do point defense as well. And those are the railgun rounds. It's only light railgun rounds. So they're out. They're out. We're out. We'll accept the fight's over because they're not going to come close enough for the railgun to finish it off. So yeah. It's a good thing not to trust the auto-resolve result there. Advanced railgun batteries, we'll run on that as well. Oh, the solar mirror finished repairing, not any... Oh, the fission power was back online. So the dock's back online, so we can get the fleet refueled. You the one at Kilimanjaro? Yeah. Yeah, so we can get the fleet refueled and repaired. Just without the solar array online, there's enough to power the solar mirrors. We're going for Jengesu again. It should be something that's defended. Question comes down to is the point defense enough? Auto resolve. Again, this is a situation where it's doing weird things with the torpedo. We're going to reject this. We're going to go into the actual battle. This is something where the PD actually can handle the incoming. This is the Moray of the Moray class. Yeah, see the 40 mil and the 30 mil open up, and it is going to be enough to stop the incoming. And then it turns around and runs away. So we just track it long enough to see if the rails connect. The light rails probably don't. No. Fight come to an end. Okay, so here we go. We got our station back, so we're gonna upgrade a shipyard. Upgrade one of the solar arrays. I'm gonna build 2 more shipyards. I need more solar array to power that. We're gonna want to farm. Gonna need more solar array to power that. We don't have enough to run the operations center. Yeah, that'll work. Technically, when that's powered up, we'll have enough power that I can upgrade the other solar collector. That should work. Go back out, and technically that was all the new ones coming online, so we can do the same at the other medium location. Effectively have some redundancy here. And then the lower orbit one, probably wasn't actually quite prepared to do, but it's done. We're gonna upgrade the solar array. It's fine if it turns the dock off. That's fine. I'm gonna build a solar array. We want to farm here. I probably want an admin node. So I'll shove an admin node in. And then we want the labs. Which labs am I missing? The answer is probably most of this point. We took pretty bad hits. Life and climate are still in. Info, society. Running almost the OG Xeno. Society power. It looks like we're missing military. Oh, I'm just missing the one. Just missing the one. Granted, none of them are upgraded enough to really get good benefit out of them right now. Because there's the 8 different types of... Yes, I'm just missing military. So the 8 different types, and we have 7 of the 8 represented. Where's the 9 different types? I'm counting. Material, space, energy, life. That's 4. Military is 5. Info is 6. Social science is 7. Xenology is 8. So yeah, 7 of the 8. So the missing one is actually military. So we should put military in here. Like so. Anyway, we should have enough power that all that can come online, and then once that's all built, we'll rebuild the solar collector, liquid solar collector. Should be enough power to actually power these two. At some point, we want to update the PDA, but I think we're going to hold that off until we have adequate ships to defend our stations. Okay, we're gonna hit continue here. This is because Kilimanjaro hasn't finished repairing yet, so it doesn't actually have the PDA up yet. That's the low Mars orbit.
Order is returning.
We've moved the needle.
Mission cancelled.
Oh, we had 2 people trying to stabilize somewhere, and
Public
only the first
opinion
one
is
needed.
moving in our direction.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
We're going to Logan. Logan is either already defended or... This is Moray. We worked out that Moray... we're going to have to just manually do it. Auto resolve is not catching the quite effectiveness of our PDA here. Moray's already fought a PDA before, so we know what the result is going to be. It dumps its torpedoes away. The torpedoes aren't enough to get through PDA, except it turns around and runs away before it faces the wrath of the rail cannon. Our light improved rail cannon here does not put out enough firepower to actually be a threat to the Moray. Yeah, would be one reason to go up to the LDA. Is it upgrade it from a light to a medium? Although the rail cannon is the only one that would be upgraded right now, so it's not a big enough improvement. Oh, is it not maneuvering this time? If it doesn't maneuver, it's going to get blown up. There it goes. Okay, at that point, we just accept the offer to end battle.
Our case remains unheard.
Ship launched, so This is first of our Mercury landers. Okay. We have a dockyard functional at medium orbit now, right? Oh, you have a destroyed module. Get that module fixed. Oh, you have a destroyed module. Not doing the maintenance on all my blown up stuff. Wait, Rainier has medium Earth orbit and has the PDA up. Oh, we started upgrading the solar Earth. Okay, so I shouldn't rally everything to there. Low Earth 1, Chakuma. Yeah, let's send everything to Chakuma. Okay, so we're going to rally all 8 of those at Chakuma. One of them's already at there, so that one doesn't technically need to move, but the other 7 will. And we've got 2 more in construction. So in 60 days, we'll have those 10 gunships. At which point we'll be ready to take the dive down into Mercury, or Venus-Mercury line. You're going for Rainier Station. Rainier Station, again, has defensive capacity, so it should be able to see them off. This once again is the Moray. We've worked out the unresolved doesn't generate the right result here. If we come in and do the manual battle, the station is capable of defending itself. So until they bring something a little bit more substantial than the Moray, we're just wasting their resources, and the PDA handles it. If we had IR cannon, so that's what the 30mm autocannon probably is. It's probably the IR cannon slot. Yeah, that would replace 30mm. And then we were LDA, not PDA, we'd probably have enough firepower to actually finish it on our resolve. Instead, it's able to do enough of a maneuver to avoid getting hit by the light gun. Okay. So you're not saving up for anything in particular. I could technically save for untouchable, but no. More science right now. Eventually you will probably want to rejig to be Well, we'll probably actually pick up all the science before this happens, but you're our science person, so I'll probably want to take these off and either do science or command instead of boost mission control. But right now we want the mission control. We don't actually care too much about the boost. Okay.
I'm here.
So, EU is stable, although we got unifications that are about to come in, so that's what we'll do. Set national policy.
On my way to the capital.
Ready to go.
Set national policy.
Time to make our move.
Actually need more than that, so I'll take
Ready
you
to go.
in, do set national policy. It's because George was coming off cooldown.
Time to make our move.
57 days on Italy. Confirm assignments, let time pass. Okay, that's the core complete. We're now waiting for the solar mirrors to complete, which will be 18th of June. Solar mirrors and the fission reactors take a little bit longer than the core, apparently.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
Mission fleet launches for Blue Ridge. Again, this is probably the Moray popping back up again. Yep, this is the Moray back to shoot its load. The auto rolls would say, hey, it wins, but the actual deployment realities say that it doesn't. That's not to say that I don't think the torpedoes here wouldn't be able to destroy the PDA. It's that the way they're launching them is giving too much time for the point defense to shoot down the torpedoes. So they have to actually close more before the launch is what's going on. They're not doing that in the actual battle. In the auto-resolve, that's presumably when it's simulating. Oh, and I gotta remember this then quicker, I gotta press that button. There's the LDA. Not gonna rush to grab the LDA. We may build some on Mars in particular. Let me double check. For those orbitals, which one applies to the orbital? Batteries. So I will probably want the IR battery if I can get it. Infrared laser battery. 500, this will replace the 30mm with the IR laser battery. And then this increases in size as we make the PDA into an LDA, which most notably is going to make it better for actually fighting ships.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
Normally I skip to like green or UV.
We've moved the needle.
Or don't bother roll because the ground-based ones don't use that size, or don't use batteries that use specialty ground weapons. Blue Ridge stations under attack. Okay. Again, we have the PDA. This is probably the Moray. Yeah, this is the Moray back again. And speed up on pause. Watch the torpedoes fly in. Get shot down to the PDA. And then we agree that the fight is over. Yep, that's success again.
Policy direction complete.
Unification, Albania.
Mission complete.
Unification, Chechnya. Checks have integrated. They're launching again for another station. That again we can't auto resolve because this is the Moray coming back in again. Just manually battle it. There begins the shooting. And yeah, they turn around and fly away, so we accept our rounds, we're not going to catch them.
Mission complete.
Federate, Georgia, confirm. Are we changing too much? Aisha versus who? Aisha versus Zaibai. Okay. Small public opinion boost around the world or bunch of science. Take a bunch of science. Just completed our laser batteries. It's good to see. I think we're going to want those marine assault units sooner rather than later. Let's develop at least the first level. And then I might... Do I go for the advanced rail weapons? Or do I go up Electron Lance? Electron Lance is a little less likely to piss the aliens off, is probably the way to think about that. Because the ships that I would arm with that would be Lancers.
Enduring is a life spent waiting for death. Allow yourself to become the flame that pushes back the darkness. The flame that others will flock around. Superior Judith Howell. Forward to How to Lead. Small steps, big changes.
There we go. So scientists have completed extended space survival. Protectorate was the completer there. So arrival mass communications is what they've picked to replace it. Arrival mass communications is not necessarily a bad thing. We're going to want broadcast outlets eventually. We're going to want appeals to fear messaging eventually. It's not what we would have picked, but it's acceptable. and someone picked fusion, and it just... Well, actually, I think we could probably tell who picked fusion. And if they didn't, I don't know why they picked it. Exodus really likes fusion. Initiative fleet launches for Blue Ridge. This is the Moray back coming in. Yep. Yep. It's like a clock. You can set your clock by at this point. Moray's back again with a new batch of 12 torpedoes that are gonna get shot down with 40 mil. Actually, I think it might be the... Well, some of them are getting shot down with the light cannon batteries, but the 40 mil, 30 mil, and the light rail cannons winning the battle here. Although we now have the IR laser battery, so we can see if the IR laser battery is going to make a difference. I don't think it is. I think the laser cannon may have actually made it worse. As weird as that sounds. Still, 2 tubes is not enough to get through the PD. The 40 mil seeds to that.
Standing by for orders.
Okay, public campaigning is starting to take effect here.
Ready.
What's our crackdown? 16%. If I invest, get that up to 80%. We'll swing at 80.
Ready.
We'll try a
Targeting
purge.
the opposition.
Also make sure that we are targeting security apparatus, the one we're cracking down.
We're taking power.
At your service. Work in the public.
Let's just stabilize on a criminal. You're a criminal as well. Why can't you pick it up? Let's not be government. Oh no, must have government. I'm getting a government requirement one confused with the, so I have someone from China is what's going on. Got someone from China, so if we've got a government person, we can take a Chinese order. Okay. Oh, and one of my Martian places online. The new one isn't yet. The old one's back operational, so we are getting our stuff working on Mars again, which is good to see.
The people will come to our side.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
We have heard them.
Crackdown is successful. We're in.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
Yeah, 98%. We're in. We've got the first toehold in Russia. And we got the Marine Assault Unit. Yeah, I think we're gonna work up the Electron Lance line. Electron Lance is pretty worthless. Particle Lance is what we're probably aiming for until we got time to do the alien research. So we can get Neutron Lance. I come back to Blue Ridge. This is probably the Moray again. We got a different loadout. I'm going to see how the auto-resolve handles the new loadout. It says it's neutralized. I'm not accepting that result. Because we know the point defense is enough to handle it. And they did not bring enough torpedoes. But yeah, the auto-resolve is like treating us at like ideal launch range against the PD, which is far closer than the Moray is actually getting to launch. Right, the Moray in this situation could be actually accelerating towards us. It would give their relative delta V more to the torpedo. And they get pretty close, but they don't get that close. Before the PD pushers that shuts them out. Uncomfortably close, but the PDA does survive, which is not what the auto-resolve is simulating. And probably that's because the auto-resolve is probably simulating them doing a more aggressive burn than they do in the manual.
Our people have taken
Which is to say
control.
they basically don't burn in the manual. Very successful. Okay, we got our first point in Russia. Russia hasn't finished its mission control, so that's probably what we wanted to prioritize.
At your service.
It's not too bad. I think we'll grab that on you. Gives you a little bit more command. We're going to give you last admin. And maybe that's a little overkill because we are in fact going to get more, as soon as we do cybernetics, we're going to get more admin from that as well, but that's far enough. Well, I'm saying that's far enough in the future. That's far enough in the future. I'm not too worried. That's going to save us money, trading XP for money instead. So cash, you're probably going to be purging, and because we're in, we've already got a leg up. Yeah, we're in. Getting the first point in a totalitarian nation is the hard bit. Once you're in, it's a lot easier to get more.
Targeting their center of power.
Reporting in. Terminating the opposition.
I will direct invest this mission control up. There we go. I suppose we could be moving against Bosnia. We'll probably move against Bosnia after we're done with Russia. And at some point we'll have to do the tax with the EU to put Russia and the EU in the same federation. But that's way down the line. Oh, because we turned the EU on. 14th of December this year for the National Labs. Okay, so that's the new Martian solar power array. Solar mirror array is online. This means I should be able to upgrade the first one without bringing Mars offline. In fact, arguably, there's probably enough here that we can upgrade the rest of it without bringing Mars offline. But it's neither here nor there. I don't have a PDA here, or yeah, I don't have a PDA here. Well, if I don't have a PDA here, it's gonna all come offline anyway. Upgrading you, upgrade you. I'm gonna replace one of you with a PDA. And then the rest, I think we've probably got enough power, and then the rest is just all mirror upgrades. In fact, we've got enough power there. Let's select replace the last one as a farm. Which isn't quite enough to do Operations Center. If I thought we had enough Delta V on our war fleets, we could replace the space dock with the Operations Center for the more mission control, but okay. With that, we have an idea of what we've got power-wise in the Martian bases. So we got 140, basically, free. So at some point it will make sense to come through here and start upgrading these labs for... Well, either upgrade the labs or throw things in, like, operation centers. So we can get more mission control. Or some combination of the both. I'd actually do that when we get 2 or 3. But we now have spare power here, is a good way to think about it. You have a lot of spare power here. So I can run denser if I'm willing to pay the material cost and in the upgraded labs, right? So tier 1 labs produce 5 science. Tier 2 produce 10. And are also just a lot more expensive. But we now have the power for that. We have like 100 power, so could very happily just replace one of the labs with the operations center or something like that if we need more mission control. So we're definitely not mission control capped anymore.
I will report when my mission is complete.
Although we haven't been for a while because our shipyards have been blown up, and it's hard to get to the cap if your stuff is blowing up. Public breakdown. They're entitled to their opinion. Good show, let's spread it far and wide. Sedition cannot be allowed, silence them now. Little creative editing should allow us to hijack it. So we're humanity first. We don't really care about Singapore's democracy score, so we're going to tank it.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
The people will come to our side.
We did not go to Singapore for democracy. We went to Singapore for its geographic location.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
Wealth. And climate change is stirring up the inequality here.
We've removed some threats.
Okay, here comes the Moray. Moray this time I think has brought friends. Yeah, Moray brought friends. Interesting. So this is interesting because the Moray isn't going to be able to win. And we know the Moray can already win the auto-resolve. Even though we know it can't win the battle here. I am not sure how they're going to respond now that they actually have some guns. What I think is going to happen is the Moray is going to turn and leave as soon as his torpedoes are away. The Craval here may attempt to approach gun range. And if it does, it's going to probably die. In which case we can scratch one enemy ship. There goes the torpedoes. Again, this is a situation where there's maybe an argument that you hold your weapons fire until you're closer in, or at least approaching faster. Yeah, uncomfortably close. And then the Moray with no projectiles turns away. But the gun-armed one, granted it's armed to 40mm cannon, does not. And you can see where those are blowing up, so that's roughly where our stuff's going to start to open up on him. It's running 5-1-1 for the armor scheme. 5 is probably not going to be enough to stop rail cannons from entering the front. There goes the rail cannons opening up. And there goes the IR, showing it's also got range. Now, it's probably on Guardian mode, so as long as we're putting out enough rounds, it's probably not going to actually shoot the PDA, which means eventually either the IR will cut through it or the rail cannon will get through. Yeah, one rail cannon versus 240 mils. I think the 240 mils are going to win against the rail cannon, so I'm not actually expecting the rail cannon to win the fight here. Actually expecting it to be the IR that wins. The IR has managed to penetrate the frontal armor a couple times. We did actually get some of the PDA away at the station, although I think that's not harmful level of it. The station has pretty bad armor, but doesn't have none in the armor department. Yeah, dumped about half its ammo on the pass. See if it comes around for a second pass. Nope, tried. And the fire laser got a crippling shot. You probably had to reveal either its side or rear armor to make the turn, and the IR got it. Hit auto-resolve here. See what the result is. Okay. Probably wasn't going to be that good because I don't think it was actually had the maneuverability to come back around to finish the job, but... Because it's not like the point defense was going to maneuver to get it.
Where do you need me? Targeting the opposition.
Acknowledged.
Yeah, I probably don't need the
Crack it
influence
down.
here to crack it down if it's not defended. I just suspect they're going to defend it during the mission phase. Yeah, waiting for stuff to build. I do need to get an Earth Defense Fleet going again, which is why we need the Earthship Yards back up in line. And at some point I'm needing to get some Marines as well. In fact, let's design a Marine ship. It's going to be kind of similar to the Monitor, the block class monitors. Actually, I could do... No, we'll do it rifle-sized. So, escort-sized. So we're going to use an escort-sized ship. We do have the burner drive. Burner drive is pretty fuel efficient for in-system travel. On here, we're going to want targeting computer. We're going to want a Marine. And we will carry a couple batches of torpedoes. course. Nanotube armor. Running torpedoes, so I'll run nothing on the rear, 1 on the side, 8 up front. We could run this with more armor pretty easily. And you can already see we got Delta V. The burner drive shows off its effectiveness here. I can even make it much faster. 1.2 G, 11 Delta V burner. Yeah, this is our troop carrier. And at some point, we didn't research 3 yet, but we can research 3. I think we are researching 3 right now. See, 1 is 10%, 2 is 30%, I think 3 is 50%. Yeah. Sika class escort here is what we're going to be using to clean up the humans that are having their access pass to Earth orbit revoked. We'll probably move over to Mars as well. And those are probably fuel efficient enough that if I need to, I can throw a few extra fuel tanks on them, make a long-range variant, and do the Earth to Moon or Moon to Mars sort of burns to clear the whole system out. Multiple systems out, same batch. Here comes the Moray back again. Yep, here's the Moray back again. The long-term solution to this is just to revoke their shipyard privileges. The Moray doesn't have enough Delta V to do a long-range burn, so it's coming from one of the closer shipyards. So they probably got a space dock somewhere where they're able to build a ship every 60 days or something. Got that one space dock, and then they can refuel there. Yeah, it gets uncomfortably close, but it doesn't confirm. I suspect if I auto-resolve here, it would actually blow up. You can see he's already doing an evasive maneuvers. We'll accept that he's running away. There's Electron Lance. Yeah, at some point I need to get the alien techs going. We need alien techs for Neutron. Neutron Lance. So we're going to start alien tech up while we're waiting for the next Lance, the next particle weapon pop.
Crackdown complete. Public opinion is moving in our direction.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
Here comes the Moray back again. As I said, you can set your clock by this ship coming in for a torpedo run. Yeah, it gets uncomfortably close, but it just doesn't quite connect. Which is good for us.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
There's the Advanced Marine Assault Unit. We'll set that as a favorite. We're not gonna go out of our way to research that anytime soon. I don't think anyone has enough Marine barracks as anybody to really stop us from landing. We'd want that more for occupying alien locations. Ship launched. Gunship. Low Earth orbit. So this is the Mercury orbiters. So let's get these to join up with the Mercury landers. So what was the station where the other ones were? Chakuma. Yeah, burn down to Chakuma. Okay, so that's our group going out to Mercury. Yeah, so we could head to Mercury as soon as it's researched. So we'll probably because we still have control of Mission to Jupiter. When Mission to Jupiter is done, or Mission Arrival Mass Communications, whichever one of these finishes, we'll do Mission to Venus next. And then the one after that is Mercury. Here comes the Moray once again. It's uncomfortably close, but no penetrations.
We're in control.
Got another part in Russia. Here comes the Moray again. Okay, I think at this point we're done screwing around with this. Instead of accepting that the fight's over when it's dumped its old torpedoes, I'm gonna hit the auto-resolve. Well, once we've blown up all its torpedoes. I think that'll actually force it to not run away. Which then probably means we should win. Again, uncomfortably close. The point defense handles it, and we hit the auto-resolve. And it has no, as you can see, at any point in any of those fights, I could have just been like, yeah, no, we hit auto-resolve and it dies. At this point, I'm just getting fed up with it, just doing it over and over again. So I decided it was finally time to just hit the auto-resolve. The AI is going to cheese me, and then I'm going to stop cheesing the AI. Or stop letting the AI cheese me, if I know I can cheese it in a different way.
Ready for orders.
Reporting in.
Let's crank down on the executive there. Pretty high, but I think we can do it with influence. Yeah.
Targeting
80%
their
should be
key
enough.
people.
Ready.
then we have
Moving
full
our
control over the executive. And if we have full control over the executive, we can take over all its members of its federation, its 3 allies, kick them all out. If I take them over and kick them out, then we can eventually push them to the EU. If they want to go in there. Because integrating them to Russia is going to be a complete pain, because Russia's got 1.5 totalitarian, although we could do Belarus, I think. We might be able to do Belarus and Tajikistan, I suppose. Yeah, they're both authoritarian enough. I think it's 1.5, so Kazakhstan wouldn't be available. Okay, Kilimanjaro's defense is back online. No, it doesn't, because none of the power is online. We need to wait until the power is online before we move the fleet back up to its mooring. There's our shipyards online at Earth. Okay, so we're gonna start rebuilding ship fleets. Popping over the ship classes first. Block 2s, all the Block 2s have been destroyed, so they're effectively obsolete. We can hide them. Most of our old ships are obviously gone, so we're not going to upgrade the old ones that don't exist. Here we go. And it just clears up our list here. We know what we build. We build Liberators. Yeah, we're going to build 6 Liberators at Earth. Let's find the Earth shipyards. Ah, they're not all done. We're still going to start building, but they're not all done.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
We've moved the needle.
We've moved the needle.
The people will come to our side.
We have neutralized their
right.
key people.
I could set a puppy on fire on live TV, right? And it wouldn't change a bloody thing. That's how much they love me. Chairman Soren van Wyk, post-trial comments to the news media.
So that's the end of Arrival Mass Communication. We were in control, so we get to pick the next one. The next one we're going to go for is Advanced Missile Warfare. It's going to be Mission to Venus. If we maintain control on Mission to Venus, we'll follow that up with Mission to Mercury. There's a chance when we finish Mission to Venus, someone else, even if we lose control, might follow it up with Mercury, but we want Mercury done. Mercury plus Jupiter is also going to give us enough space in our mining cap to mine all of Mercury. That's why we did Jupiter before Mercury.
Our associates are now in charge.
We now have complete control of Russia. Which means we can end the rivaling of Russia and the EU. We're still trying to stabilize the EU. We're trying so hard. You could try harder, technically turning Unity up more. But yeah, I think this is a good place here to put a part break in. We're on the cusp of doing a bunch of potentially very useful things all at once. We are about to soon have our shipyards back at Earth, so we can actually build up a proper fleet there. Well, technically we're starting to build it, but we only got one of the... Well, we got 2 of 6. With 6, we should be able to get the whole fleet built and replaced pretty quickly. At least the base, like 10 monitors. So as long as they are not coming for the monitor fleets, we should be able to defend the shipyards and or the Earth stuff. We'll probably also want to then quickly build up the Marines and quickly just take Earth orbit. Take all of Earth orbit. In fact, actually, before we bring the close here, I think I will grab a couple of those Marines. So that is the SIC class escorts. We're going to build those in space docks because they're going to take 90 days. 90 days isn't quick enough for them. We'll just pick three stations and build 3 of them. That should be more than enough. And yeah, we're going to want more mission control for like all the near future. But yeah, I think the run is going reasonably well. There's things that are not going the way we want it to, but the game would be too easy if everything went the way you wanted it to all the time. Right? Gotta have things go wrong, otherwise the game's too easy. We want to remove the loss adverse here, so you stop suffering loyalty losses. And that's it for the moment. Okay. So if you're watching on YouTube, we'll have another part up tomorrow. I do record these in batches of 4, so there'll be 2 more recorded tonight. If you're watching on Twitch, we'll record those 2 parts after the usual mid-stream tea break, where I go make a cup of tea. So as soon as I do the outro for YouTube, I'm going to go make a cup of tea, and then I will be back to record another 2 hours. Again, probably broken up with a very small break between the 2 parts. So until the next part, I'm going to wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.